Good morning. We are live. This morning we have got one of a very nice template. It is called Spin and Echo. And we're going to do Spin and Echo number 1, number 2, and number 3. Very similar templates. 1 and 2 just actually come in not too far. So let's take a look at number 1. What I've got is 16 reference lines. We are going to use a tack on this one. Whoops, that's been an echo number 2. I think I've got them in the wrong bags, guys. Okay, no worries. We'll just go ahead and grab the one out of the other bag. Okay, there we go. All right, spin and echo number 1. Awesome. Let's see who's here this morning. Good morning, Marcy from Spring, Texas. And my friend Linda is here from New York. And my Michigander buddy, Linda Lombardo, has made it in. We've got Cactus Deb. Good morning from Arizona. And Kathy from Long Island. So nice to see you. Good evening, Linda. You are joining us from Brisbane, Australia, and Mary Lou from Western New York, Cayuga County. I think I got that right. Oh my goodness, so good to see you all this morning. Um, we started out with a little rain, but it looks like it's going to be a promising day out there. Well, okay, guess what? I dropped something. Big surprise, right? And it's a tack that I dropped. So I really kind of want to find it before somebody steps on it. And who would that somebody be? It's going to be me for sure. Okay. Well, I'm not sure where it went. All right. So what we're going to do here is we are going to put our tack in from the front first. Okay, then I'm going to turn it over, and what I see is that little hole right there. And that's going to be my spot that I'm going to stick the tack back in, and now it's perfectly aligned. Now remember, what is important to understand is this does not put a hole in your fabric. It moves the fibers aside. That's all it does. So then when you take it out, and I just rub it a little bit, and the fibers go back where they belong, everything is good. Everything is good. Wow, Fredonia. Mary Lou's from Fredonia. All right. Lena is here from Sweden. Good afternoon, Lena. Um, okay. I'm sorry. Lee is here. Good morning, Lee from Indiana, and Donna from Northern California, North Carolina. Oh my goodness. Colleen, good morning from Iowa. I must not be awake yet. Okay, here we go, guys. I have got this is fun. This is really fun. Now, what this shows you is if you look at the little etched design, it's going to show you using 8 reference lines. I've got 14 in here. I've got 16 in here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do half of this with 8 and the other half with 16. We go from 4 inches to 12 inches on this template. And what's really awesome is using them to stack them. It really makes a difference. Let's start out here with 5 inches. Let's start with 4 inches, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go from 1, there's my number 1, and I'm going to go to 3, okay? 1 to 3, which is actually 1 to 2 and 3 if I had 8 reference lines on here. So let me pull my thread up here, trying to figure out how is the best way for you all to see. Okay. And it's, I think, going to be like this. Remember, we're going with from 1 to 2 if we have 8 reference lines here. Okay. There we go. Taking my 1 stitch in place, and you're going to see this is quite flat, but that's okay. Stop with my needle down. Now I'm going to rotate. Now I'm going from 2 to 3. And I'm going to rotate. 3 to 4. And rotate 4 to 5. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to want to break thread on each round. But because this is just a practice piece, I'm just going to stitch up. Okay? Let me take this off and look at, actually, even though it's quite flat, it's extremely pretty, guys. I'm loving it. Oh, Colleen is here from Iowa. Welcome, Colleen. Donna, you're too funny. Yes. I need more coffee or tea. So does she. Yeah, I do. Okay, here we go. I'm really think that's pretty. I've never done it that close before. And so it's kind of a surprise to me. I really thought it would be flatter than that. Okay, so let's go to 5, number 5. Well, hello. I know it works because I had it in there a little while ago. There we are. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go backwards. I'm just going to go backwards and forwards here. And one more stitch. There we go. And again, this is a little flatter, but I'm loving it. You know, if you started out just a little further and kept going like this, it would give you a really, really pretty frame design. And we're going to do the last one. Okay. I love this, guys. And let's go on to number 6. Oh my goodness. I came out almost perfect there. Now, what you're going to notice is the further out we get, the more of an angle that it's going to have. And let's go ahead and go next here. One point, one more stitch. There we go. And again, we're going to travel because we can. Let's take a look. What do you guys think? Is it, Donna? You're right. It looks like it's creating a hexagon. Spider, yeah, spider web. These are great for spider web, guys. They really are. Okay, we're going to come out and do a few more though. Because we can. Okay. Okay, that was 6. Now we're going to do number 7. Now I'm thinking of ways that we can embellish this. And one of the things I'm thinking, whoops, is by putting 1/4 inch circles in here. I know I'm hearing sighs when I say 1/4 inch circles, but you know what? After you practice them a little bit, they're not that hard to do. I have found the perfect way for me to do them, and that is to don't hold on to that template with a death grip, which is exactly how I used to do it because it was so small. I thought, I need to make sure this stays really steady and everything. Well, you know what? It stays steady when you loosen up your hands on the template and just rest them on there. Because if you think about it, with most of our templates, we're not holding it with a death grip because we don't have to. And when we don't, the results are better. So if you do that with the 1/4 inch circle, that works as well. Okay. Well, can you believe it, guys? I am getting so good at this. I'm hitting it right on every time. Ah, okay. And this will be the last one we'll do here. Beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead, break the thread and take a look at this. Awesome. I love it. Now, some designs that we can go ahead and um, Di, good morning. Di's here from Southern California. Linda, you think I should buy a lottery ticket today? Yeah? How about the Michigan lottery always has good prizes too. Eleanor, good morning from Round Rock, Texas. Good to see you. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the embellishments that we could do here. The one thing I said was you could come in and make small circles, and I'm drawing them. I'm not stitching them, so it's not going to be as pretty, okay? But can you see them? Yes, good. That's one thing that we could do. Now we could make the circles a little larger too to fill up the space. And that would be pretty as well. Okay, and there we go. I'm not good at drawing circles, am I? So you could go a little bigger and it would fill up that space. Now there's another one that I love to do, and it goes like this. And I know it looks like it's difficult to do, but it's really not. And if you practice it a little bit, I know you will get this. Oops, go down here. There we go. And it fits in here beautiful. And around we go. You see how pretty that is? And of course, we could do my standby. I always use this as a standby because it's just nice. It's an easy design and it goes well. So those are some of the fun things that we could do to fill up these spaces if we like. And I'm loving it. I'm thinking those are really cool. Okay, so on the other side, what we're going to do is we're going to use 16 rotations. Now, what we need to do is we need to line ourselves up so that we are in the center. There we go. Okay, just so you know. Now, if you wanted to, you could put 32 rotations on here to use the 16, and it would be maybe a little more accurate, maybe a little easier. But to me, when we get here, these spaces are easy to pull apart. And as we move on, we've got our last rotations to follow. So let's go ahead and stitch that out, okay? And shall we start with 4? Let's start with 4 this time. Okay. Oh, we started with 4 last time too. Okay, put our foot down and we're gonna pull up our bobbin thread. We're gonna do the same thing essentially, but it's going to be in a tighter rotation. Let me check here. The coupon code's not working. Let's try this. We haven't had that problem in quite a while. Okay, Kathy, here we go. Correct, they are not open yet. Um, yeah, What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna shoot an email off to Stacy. Okay. Yeah, coupon code. Okay, there we go. I just shot off an email to her. I know that she checks them often. You know, Kathy, she actually has set up a new system and it has worked until today. So I did get an email off to her and we'll see what might be the problem. Patsy, good morning from New Mexico. Good to see you. Okay, so spin and echo. Number one, here we go. We are going to go between line number one and line number two, and we've got 16 reference lines. So this is definitely going to give us a flatter start. Okay, and there we go. Easy to do, easy to find the halfway mark, even if you don't draw it in. I'm thinking I'm going to like the 8 reference lines better. Very easy template to do. There we go. Okay, so you'll see the difference here and how flat that is. So what we're going to do now is we're going to come out a way and we're going to see how it works when we get out a little bit. So let's go ahead and put the number 5 in. There we go. I'm going to come back down because I went a little too far. And you want to make sure when you stop to move your template that you are definitely stopping with your needle down. Most of our machines have that function now. Um, when I work with my 301, I am the function. We don't have any of those bells and whistles on that machine. Mhm. One more time. Okay. Now we're starting to get a little bit of an arc in there. So let's go out another to number 6. Mhm. I think Kathy's right, or Linda's right. I should buy a lottery ticket. I've been hitting on these Travel line's pretty good this morning, guys. Pretty good. Okay. A little time consuming with this template, but that's okay. Who's in a hurry when they're template quilting anyway, right? This is a much flatter look. And we're going to 2 more. Made a little oops there. Not to worry. Chances are nobody's going to notice it. Okay, let's see how we're doing. Okay, now it's starting to give us that shape. So we're gonna go out. Let's go out 2 inches here. Going way out. That was 6, so we're gonna go down to 8. Okay, yep, there we go. Mhm. Again, it's much flatter. Uh, Just gonna turn it this way, make it a little easier to stitch. And we're gonna do 1 more. Okay, I do like it. I do like it when it comes out here better. However, overall, I like the 8 point. It's much, clearer to see, easier to stitch too, guys. So this is our Spin and Echo number 1. And this goes anywhere from 4 to 12 inches. Yeah, there we go. I'm bound and determined to drop this one too. Okay, let's see what we've got for comments. Hi, nice to have you, Quilting on. Of your name. That is so cute. And she is from Oregon. Somebody is up early. Okay, so this is number 1, Spin and Echo. All right. Hmm. Let's go ahead now and go to number 2, okay? And I'm gonna put this back in the proper package this time. I don't know how I did that. Some days I just don't hit it very well. Other days I should buy a lottery ticket. Right, Linda? I love it, guys. You always make me laugh, and that is always a good thing. Okay, so poke it in from the front. and then poke it back in from the back. Perfect. All right. So here I've got 16 reference lines. What you're going to see is this one is much deeper, much, much deeper. Spin and echo 2. Kind of looks like a bib to me. uh, oh, Eleanor, this is a ceramic, they call it a ceramic chalk pencil. What it is it's a mechanical pencil and has compressed chalk in it. Okay. I like this for when I'm doing demonstrations because it gives this really nice thin line. And to get it off, you just erase it. It comes off very easily. Now you could also use um, a garment brush, and that also helps it come off. So I tend to use the lint brush is what they call it. I use that. You see how beautifully that comes off? And either way you do it, it comes off nicely. So that is what I use. Okay, so this one goes from 6 to 12. So we're going to start with 6. Again, it shows 8 rotations. So let's go ahead and do the 8 rotations, okay? So to get there, we're going to go from 1 to 2, reference line 1 to 2, because this we're pretending has only 8 reference lines on it. Again, I like having the 16 because it's easier to line up. Okay, there we go. Put down, needle down, right? Whoops, came back up on me. I pushed it too long. Okay, one stitch in place. Again, remember the closer we get to the center, the flatter the design is going to be. And we'll show you that as we move along. Okay. And you can see why 16 reference lines just is more accurate. Alrighty. And this is going to be the last one on this side. Okay, let's take a look at what we got. Oh, guys, this is like the first one we did. I'm really, really liking it. Hi, Julia. Yeah, it's been quite a while too. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Very good to see you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I am going to put the link into this Spin and Echo number 2. Okay, there we go. Okay, now I need to stitch up because again, I'm just not going to break thread on this. It's just a sample. We're playing. And now I'm going to number 7. Oh my goodness. You guys, this is insane. I never get that good. Okay, so here we go. We're just going to go backwards because all I did was stitched up This is a good one to practice going in all directions. And what I mean by that is not turning your fabric, just turning your template. I turn the fabric when I'm showing you all what the templates can do because I want you to be able to see everything. I did a little toe catcher there. I took off without my stitch in place. Let's see how I did on this one. Oh, went too far, but not that much. And you can see how it's getting more and more curved towards the center as we move along. Oops, one more stitch. There we go. And one more rotation. Remember, you don't have to push your template against the foot or your foot against the template. You're just using that template to guide the design and the direction in which your foot is going. All right. Whoops, sorry guys. Oh, that is gorgeous. I'm loving this. That was 8. Now we're going to go to 9. And what's cool is you're going to progressively see them scoop down further and further, more and more dramatic as we go along here. And definitely a good spider web. The thing that's nice about spider webs is you can travel because they do have joining lines in them. And what I would do is I would come back and join them with just my 12-inch arc. I'll show you what I mean here as soon as we get 1 or 2 more rounds done. Okay. And let's do one more. I'm going way up here. Okay, that is 9. And let's do number 11. There we go. This will make an 11-inch design. And you can see the depth is a lot more pronounced. Okay. There we go. Again, you could come in and fill between these lines with some free motion or some rulers. The circles would work. You'd have 2 options to purchase these circles, and they are between the lines and simple circles. I believe the simple circles has 2 sets. Um, I like between the lines because I like all of those different areas to line up. Um, I'm not real good at eyeing certain things, and so I really appreciate all those markings. Okay, here we go. This will be the last one. There we go. Now I'm going to leave that on. Isn't that I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving it. Look at that. Okay, I'm going to take the tag out right now because there's something else I want to show you before we move on. And that's how to get those spider web lines really done really cool. Okay. And it's not hard to do. It really isn't. What we're going to do is we're going to stitch on in. Now, normally we would be finishing at the top like this. So we're going to stitch on in. Now we are going to line up. There we go. And we're only going to stitch to this point here where the spider web is. And then we're going to go back to the center. This is a step most of us forget when we're ruler quilting. Okay, and now the next one. Don't forget, you do not want to push against that template, and you do not want to push against the foot. And back down we're going to go. I won't do all of them. I'll just do half because it's time consuming. But the outcome is worth it. Okay, this will be the last one. The last one, you may be tempted to stop at the peak here because you can. It's the last one. You can break thread there. But I would caution you not to do that. And the reason being is the weight of the thread is going to stand out if it's not double stitched like all of the others are. Okay? That just is going to look weird. Okay. What do you guys think? Isn't that the coolest spider web ever? Oh, yeah. Oh, Lisa's here. Okay, Di, you have a great day, okay? Everybody's loving it. Uh, yeah, it really is a cool spider web. And like I said, these just give it validity to being a spider web. All right, gonna go ahead and get out of here. I am really enjoying these templates. I hope you are. I can just see using them in a lot of different ways. I think one of the first ways that I will use these is on a block. I will make a frame using maybe 3 or 4 on the outside, and then put a spinifex on the inside. I just think that would be gorgeous. The other thing that I would like to do is go ahead and do my Inktense pencils in here and have it be in rainbow colors so that it would just draw your eye out. It would be so awesome. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our tack back in. A little harder this time because as you can see, I'm trying to get it through that stitching, but we did it and it's perfectly aligned. Linda is right. I need a lottery ticket today. Wow. Yeah, and I just have to go to the grocery store. So, oh, but lottery tickets I've gotten expensive. I don't play them. I just see them everywhere. Okay, spin and echo 3. Now, this is our dramatic baby, I call it. Oh, okay. Okay, I Lee says that I answered without reading the question. What was the question? Oh, okay. As neat as these are, how can you use them on other than spider web looking motifs? Okay, yeah, I was kinda answering. Oh, yeah, I'm telepathically. No, not really, absolutely not. Um, yeah, these guys now this one is really deep, okay? And if you look, it is really deep. So let's take a look at how this will work. I'm going to go ahead and use 8 rotations here too. All right. Now this one starts at number 8 and goes to 12. So this shows it done on an 8 reference lines. So let's do this, guys. Let's start at number 9. Okay. I just want to try something here. I bet you love it when I say that. Because I never know for sure how it's going to work out. But you know what? That's okay. Experimenting together is fun. All right. 8 points from here to here. These deeper ones, I don't know how they would work on 16 points, 16 reference lines, but we certainly can try it out. Okay, now if you have to make an adjustment, right here is where you want to make that adjustment. And you can see I just had to adjust that a little tiny bit. There we go. Perfect. We're going to go. Now I'm going to come up. Long way on this one with this deep, deep um, curve here. I hit it right again. You guys, this never happens. Never, ever happens. There we go. And Is this number 10? And one more time here. Okay, so here is the beginning of my frame, okay? I'm gonna get my starter sampler set out here, specifically my 4-inch arc. Yeah, I'm thinking that's gonna be pretty close. So, where did my spacing gauge go? So what I've got here is what I would consider the beginning of, oh, I need to take that tag out. A frame, the beginning of a frame, okay? And what I wanna do is I wanna fancy it up a little bit. So I'm gonna stitch back down here to the first rotation. There we go. And what I'm going to do, I'm gonna make this into a football. And we're gonna do that all the way around first. There we go. And then we're gonna hit this last one, okay? Okay. Okay, so we could quit right here, and you can see we've got a really, really cool design. Yeah, Kathy, I understand. Donna, if I win the lottery, yeah, I'll have more templates to teach you. Because I'm just, if I win the lottery, I'm just gonna call Stacy and tell her I want one of each with needle channels in, and then I'll give away this set. Okay, I like that. I think that's pretty in and of itself. What do you guys think right here? I like that a lot. Yes, this is the Echo 3. Hi, Virginia, my friend. It's okay. It's okay. We always have the playback, right? So, what I'm going to do now, and this is Spin and Echo 3. Okay. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stitch up here. And I'm going to add my 4-inch arc on this pass as well. It's always best to make sure your staple tape is on top of your fabric. Okay, there we go. Trust the template, guys. Now, on this one especially, it doesn't look like it's going to make it while you're stitching here. I had everything I could do to trust the template, and it worked. template knows better than I. Okay. And last one. Here we go. Now that I like. I like this a lot. I think that's very pretty. The other thing I'm looking at is this area or this area can be templated or colored in with your Inktense pencils. That is the way it would go. Now, I'm going to go out further here, but I need to put my tack back in. So I'm going to just break thread here and get my tack back in there because I do want to go out further with this little guy. Okay. Because the further we get, the deeper it's going to be. All righty. And I'm going to go 12. This is the maximum we can do, okay? And oh, guys, this is huge. Absolutely huge. Here we go. Let me get that out of the way. Remember I said trust the template? Yeah, definitely trust the template. Here we go. Are you ready? And this should look like a crown on top of the other designs. There we go. Have to go one more stitch. I am seeing a crown in this one. Couple more. Cut that thread off. Yeah, one more. Remember, this is the biggest we can get. Okay, what do you guys think? That is huge. Looks like a crown. Now, I want to do one more thing here. We're going to come back in on 12. There we go. I'm going to do half a rotation here. So I'm And come all the way down. Ready? And we're going to go ahead and turn it. And I'm just doing opposite lines, that's all. Righty. Here we go. I'm liking this. Don't be afraid to play with your templates. Take them out, grab a piece of paper, get your stitching line discs, whoops, and just have fun, okay? That is just an awesome thing to do. You will surprise designs you come up with. You don't have to be a visionary. You just need to play with them. This last one. We're going to stop at our halfway point. Let's go ahead. I'm going to flip off those threads. Now we're going to take a look. What do you guys think? I love it. I'm sorry, Lee. I forgot to turn it back up. What I did, Lee, is I stitched the same thing using the opposite lines. So I have two rounds here and one with these lines on the center, even lines, one with odd lines on the center. Okay. And here I used my 4-inch arc. Here I used my 4-inch arc. You could continue going out here. I'm thinking you would probably need to go with the 12-inch arc out here. Or what else might work is just hold this template on this side and close those in. And I can show you how that will work, okay? All right. I don't have grips on this, so I am going to add some grips. These are Sarah Diddy glitter grips. When you want to be shiny, huh? Just need to get this backing off of here. That's the shiny side. There you go. One more on the other side. What I do is I look for the shiny side, and that's the side with the release paper or plastic on it. And I just stick my pen in. Usually it's not quite this difficult. So I get it in there, then I get it between the 2 layers, and it comes off very quickly. Oh, goodness. Maybe I'll take it from the front this time. There we go. Wait, there. Well, goodness. There. Okay. So what we're going to do is we are going to start here. And we're going to come this way. This one might be a little too severe, and you would need a really big place for it. So, you know what? Let's try number 2 and see if that's going to work. And I don't really know if it will or not. Let's check it out, okay? Oh, sure it will, without it being quite so severe. So let's go ahead and use number 2, and we're going to do it backwards. There we go. Okay, Lee, yes, that would give me a better arc than the 12-inch. The 12-inch is going to, it would work. It would work for sure. But what's going to happen is it's going to be quite flat. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get a more bulbous look in there. Okay. I don't even know if bulbous is a word, but I do use it a lot. Okay, so we're here on our center line, and we're going to get our spacing gauge out, and we're just going to come in until we hit that. There we go. Perfect. I'm going to show you this time how I'm sewing it. Okay. All right. There we go. And stitch in place. And we're going to come around. And stop at the top. There we go. I'm going to get rid of these strings. Put that just a quarter of an inch. Perfect. This is a huge design. We got 2 more to do. Then we're going to look at it and decide whether we want to go with the other 2 or not. I'm thinking we're just going to do it because then we will know how it looks. Now, this is a 15-inch block that I'm working on. So this is really getting out there. And one more. we go. Okay. I'm liking this so far. The 12-inch arc. Yeah. Okay, there we go with that. Now let's go ahead and hit the other ones and see how we like that. Okay. So we'll start in the center over here. Oh, my spacing gauge. That's a big surprise. Okay. Straighten it out a little bit. There we go. It's getting pretty close to the edge of that practice square. And this is a 15-inch practice square. So you can see just how big this design's going to be. So this one's just simply not going to fit on here really well. So let's just hope we can do it. Yeah, it doesn't want to fit. It's okay because we'll get the rest of them. There we go. We'll get an idea of what this is going to look like. Again, if you have to do any adjustments, this is the best place to do it. One more time after this. I'm not going to try and get it over here because it's going to be too close to the edge and won't fit correctly. Okay. I'm stitching these pretty big stitches here, which I would not do if it was a real project. I would have these stitches much closer together. I guess I can make it over here. Okay, what do you think? I think that's as far as I can go because I don't have any more fabric. So this is done with the Spin and Echo 2 and Spin and Echo 3 and our 4-inch arc. Okay, here we go. Lee says, I have new ideas to use the Spin and Echo sampler set I have that I've never used. Now it's time to pull them out, Lee. You are quite welcome. And Lisa says it's always good to have a large design in your toolkit, and that's true because there may be times when we want to quilt big. You know, if you have a 15-inch or 16-inch block, now we have a design that we can put in there. Debbie says it's interesting. Ronan Martin's laughing. Yep. Oh, you guys are liking it. And I am so happy you are. We had a great time this morning. I know I had a great time this morning. I hope you did too. What we're going to do next week is I'm not sure, but I do know I will be here Monday, Tuesday evening, both at 6 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Eastern, 5 Mountain, and 4 Pacific. And I will be here also on Wednesday morning at 8 a.m. Central Time, 9 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Mountain, and 6 a.m. Pacific Time. I hope you'll meet me then. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and share. Those are always appreciated. And until we meet again, let's quilt.